Hello, SteamNext Festival. We are 5 AM Games. That's Selina, Sasha,
and Martina.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And we are here to show you some gameplay footage about our game Letters: A Written Adventure, and to answer some questions that you asked over on social media and Discord. Letters is a charming narrative puzzle game that plays in pen pal letters, and you use the power of words to make choices that will change the protagonist's life. And it's very pretty, so. And there are a lot of puns in it. Very bad puns. Maybe you see some. Who knows? So the first question from our Discord is from Yasmin. And Yasmin is asking, what is your most favorite part of the game and or development process so far?
I like how creative game development actually is, and all these little parts which are coming together to make a game how different they are, and it's never boring.
I really enjoy making the mock-ups pretty, and like the end part of the game where I can like tweak stuff visually.
Yeah, that's the same for me too. My mock-ups are really ugly, but I love them. They're my ugly children. But it's really nice to see them, come to life through Sasha and Selina.
Two
so
ugly
that's really
adults.
nice. Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, no, very beautiful adults. Very beautiful. And also puns. A lot of puns in the game. So that's it's my fault, mostly. So
Yes, it's her fault. Yes,
but they did not stop me.
nope.
They tried.
Also from Yasmin, the question is, and how did you come up with the idea or inspiration for the story and the gameplay? And Shadow Vape asked us on Twitter also how we came up with the concept for Letters.
Oh. So it all started in 2015, I think. We just started to study game design at Zurich University of Arts. So all three of us got there, and this is how we met. And one of the first models we had in our first semester was to make a little game, like a combination of two simple mechanics which we already knew, or maybe didn't. This is how the first prototype was born. It was just a platformer game where you would kill monsters, but not with bullets, but with words. And occasionally came the idea that you can create more words weapons from other words, and so on. And yeah, like about 2 years later, we teamed up and decided to make this idea to game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Are you going to play the game? I think we're going to
you can play the game a little. Also, the question was about the inspiration for the story, and we like relatable stories that seem to happen in real life, something that we can find ourselves in to some extent. We enjoy those stories more than big epic, save the world, stories about heroes and things. So our story is more inspired by real life, things we have lived through, or things that people live through that we know. Yeah, that's where the story comes from, basically. Now Selina's playing our game. Should I tell more about what we see on the screen, or do you
Maybe. So we are here in the character creation window. Thanks to our Kickstarter backers,
Hey,
we were able to make customized Sarah. which is really nice. That's the Kickstarter skin, by the way, exclusive.
You didn't see it.
Yeah, only Kickstarter people are allowed to see it.
Close your eyes if you didn't back it.
But I think we're going to take the Sarah that we always show in like our normal.
Yeah, classic Sarah.
Yeah, classic Sarah.
Sarah.
Just so that no one's confused if they turn in. So yeah, you play as Sarah. For those who don't know, you're an 11-year-old girl from Switzerland, and you're writing pen pal letters to your pen friend in Russia.
Katya.
And it's Russia because we have someone from Russia in our team.
Can you guess who?
It couldn't be me.
No. Yeah, we all have an accent when we talk, so it's hard to tell.
And she writes about things she likes and dislikes, and we have some questions about likes and dislikes,
Sure.
I think, as well.
Oh, what a smooth transition. Nice. Okay, Yasmin asked us again what our favorite foods are. Selena, what is your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food are samosa, but the ones at a very particular food stall in Malaysia. I couldn't find them somewhere else where they are where they have so much gravy and are dry. And I miss them, and I want to go there again just because of the food.
I like lots of stuff. Stuff depends on my mood, and the weather, and whatever my neighbors cooking, and how it smells. I like sushi, but I also like burgers maybe sometimes, but also not because I don't like bread. I think I'm a complicated person.
I mean, I like burgers too. And talking about salad, I don't like salad in particular, but I really like green vegetables. So spinach, broccoli, peas.
Watermelon.
Not a vegetable, I think.
That's a berry.
Sure. That sounds about right. Good. Next question. That's maybe something for Sasha, because Selena is playing so passionately right now.
Yeah.
You start.
No. I just yeah. I threw the same word at the same thing 3 times, I guess, because I was listening to you.
Oh.
So I was really distracted.
Yeah, you gotta focus.
Yeah.
Good. So the question is from Panic Button, and they ask, do you ever worry that focusing all your efforts on Steam will alienate the backers who don't use that service?
Maybe. The thing is, Steam is a powerful platform. It's very important for indie games particularly to come here, to be featured there, and success of your game and your future games, because it all comes to money at some point. It depends on how you will market it and where will you sell it. But as we already said at our Kickstarter campaign, we also will have a DRM-free version of the game, probably on itch.io or some other platforms, so it's not that it will be exclusively for Steam. You can download it from more than one place. And we will try to market those places as well.
Very true. But Steam is still really cool, which is why you are here right now. You're cool. That's what I said. Okay. I'm sorry.
She's not.
I'm not. Another question for Sasha. From Ashley. And their question is, do you like micro iced tea lemon? Which is maybe a very Swiss thing. Lemon iced tea from Migros.
Yeah, Migros is a shop in Switzerland, like a big one of the biggest.
Yeah, supermarket.
Yeah, full supermarket chain. So, I don't know. Do you like it?
So, as we discussed it before, I am a very complicated person. And although I know, like, literally everyone in Switzerland likes iced tea, and particularly this one from Migros, lemon iced tea. I not necessarily dislike it, but I don't understand hot beverage will become cold, like the tea, which is supposed to be a hot drink, converts into a cold drink. So I not necessarily dislike it, but no, I never buy it.
Yeah, people who drink drinks that are supposed to be hot, like coffee cold, are so weird.
This is also wrong.
So weird.
This is so wrong.
What?
No product placement at all.
No, but I mean, unless you want to sponsor us, Amy.
Oh wow, you said it. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
But
We can bloop it.
Yeah.
We blooped it. Unless you give us money, then we can say your brand
Cheers.
name. Cheers.
It has milk in it,
Yes.
and it's cold.
All the stuff a complicated person like me likes.
Oh, and no sugar.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay, enough of this tomfoolery. Next question is from this Chris. And they ask, do you see this game having a sequel? If not, do you have any other games in the works? Oh.
Yeah, we thought about sequel, so maybe it will be not the letters. Now maybe it will be numbers. But
A math adventure?
Yeah, less problem
Yeah.
with localization.
oh yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, math is cool. Yeah, so it depends on how it will go with letters actually. So how people like it, if we have a budget for it at all, and we don't know future yet.
No, we don't. I mean, we have also some ideas for other games, potentially as well. But they shall remain in our brains for now. Mel asked, what inspires you for the game and in general, in life, I guess? What, Selina? What inspires you about the game or in general?
So I really like to see all these amazing drawings and this amazing game art on social media. I think they're really inspiring. But also like talking with you, like brainstorming things. I think they're really, really inspiring too.
What does inspire you in general in your life, Selina?
In my life.
In your life.
I don't know.
Are you a private person, Selina? Don't you want to tell us what inspires you?
Maybe probably books and TV shows. I feel sometimes inspired, but sometimes I feel down as well because I don't know, it depends, kind of.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sasha.
Inspires you. Yeah, literally everything.
Literally everything.
The life itself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, creativity is this thing where you consume all the stuff around you in all of the forms and then kind of compresses in one piece of whatever you produce. Yeah, so it's travels, it's people's stories, whatever, even food, even Migros iced tea. It could be inspired at some
Went
point.
full circle. That's very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, for letters, it's also just mostly other people that I put in the game a little bit, or just some aspects of them. And in general, I'm inspired by, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but it's also the people around me. And, you know, nature.
People and their fascinated
Yeah.
stories.
I love people. Yeah. I mean, inspired by music, yeah, and as Lena said, you know, books. And no, wait, that's not true. I don't read.
You don't read.
I don't read ever. Why did I say that?
You do read, but you almost never finish the book.
Yeah.
You still have a book from me at home.
Okay.
Games.
Yeah, games.
That's
Obviously,
a big thing which I also forgot. Other games.
Yeah. True.
Are you good with playing?
I'm good. Maybe
game?
Is there a question about, I don't know, that fits to Russia, Switzerland, native speaking, I think, is something.
Yes, we do have
Because,
one.
as you can see, we have like Russian references here, like Katja is from Russia, Sasha is from Russia. We have like Switzerland.
Celine is from Switzerland.
And so here we have a Russian tower.
It's a Russian tower.
I think one question was if it's difficult to make a game in English if none of us is a native speaker, and yes, it is difficult.
The question was from Orioli. Orioli? Orioli.
Orioli?
Orioli. I'm not that good with names, I'm sorry. But they asked if it was hard to make a game in English if none of us are native speakers, as Selina explained. And yes, it's hard. But we sure hope that our quality assurance will fix all our errors and mistakes so that you will be able to enjoy a flawless, grammatically pristine product to play through. Yeah. So we're hopeful that our English will be just so good in the game. So
Just ignore it.
yeah, and Sasha, it's special for you, right? Making it in English, because that's how your brain works with foreign languages.
Yeah, I'm a complicated person with brain. So actually, when the idea of this game came to me and another person who was studying with us at those time, because it was a team project. Yeah, it was about English, because we wanted to make this game about text, words and stuff, and breaking words apart and searching for words I already know and new words which are to be learned by me. It's how I usually learn languages, not only English. I did it with German as well, but I didn't make German to a game.
Yeah, wouldn't recommend it. Now that we're right here in the game, seeing Sarah's mean old sister, maybe this question fits the topic. It's from Killer Kapuze, and they ask, in which character of the game do you see the most of yourself in? Very deep question.
I would say we created this game, all three of us, and Sarah is a collective character. She has something from all of us, and she definitely has some personality qualities which I possess as well. And of course we have Katja. It's her pen pal, and she's literally living in my hometown. And have some other qualities which I enjoy in myself, and also not.
It's true. For me, I wrote most of them, all of them. So there is a little bit of me in everyone. Even the chicken, even the little fairy. But yeah, there are sometimes I feel deeper connections with some things. A few I can't mention because that would be a bit of a spoiler. But for example, there is a very opinionated vase at some point, which I feel strongly for and about, and similar to, because I have opinions as well.
I kind of identify with these two. They are Sarah's friends. One is Nick, that's the one on the right, and he is a bit shy and doesn't like to be around people he doesn't know, and I can relate to that a lot. On the other hand, we have Leah. She likes to hang out with her friends and wants to get people to play video games she loves with them, and if I like a video game or if I like a TV show, I want to watch it with my friends and play it with them and geek out about it with them.
Mark asked us.
Mark.
Hi, Mark. I did not hit her, I did not. About money. He didn't ask that. Mark asked about money. Is the money raised and put aside to make the game enough to also fulfill your basic human needs? Food, shelter, bills, etc. Or do you have some side incomes to help you?
What is put money aside? What does it mean?
I don't know. The short answer to this question is no. The long answer is no.
It's hard thing. It's not unusual that you actually can't support or fund the development of your first game fully. And we're really happy because we have families and friends who would support us enough that we could go on just because of them. And some of us have side jobs there.
Yeah, so it's not enough. Also, you mentioned before that Katja is living in your hometown. Another question by Kila Capuzzo was if there are any Easter eggs or secret interesting design choices hidden in the game.
Those moments, most of these dates, they mean something for us. Maybe not all of them, but most of them.
Can you show the tower? No?
Also, we have computer part of the game where you play on computer desktop and operating through the chat systems there. All this chat system, they have a name and location of the person who is writing to it. And the location, they also mean something to us as developers. Some of our close ones could live there, or something happened there, or we really like this place or dislike this place. Yeah.
Yeah. So the dates are completely self-serving for us.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also fun pop culture references.
Yes.
Selena, why don't you?
I will show a fun pop culture reference.
I feel so powerful, and not at all like a copyright infringement.
Because it's not.
Don't sue us, no.
No, please don't.
You can talk to him. Yeah, now he gives you a tip. I always know where you are. You cannot hide. I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know what reference it is? We're too scared to say the name here, so we hope you figured it out. But you're smart and cool, so you probably did.
Wow.
Right, so we also have, this is now in 2004.
Another reference.
Another reference. Our good friend, Tacky. Almost. Good, I will ask some more questions before we have more. But I mean, you know, most of the Easter eggs and references you'll have to find yourself, because otherwise they wouldn't be fun things to discover.
Okay.
Rahel asked, what ideas did you have that you couldn't put into the game, and why? There were lots.
Lots.
Lot of ideas.
Lots. It's a graveyard of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the footage you see here is from the old prototype, the really early ones.
Yeah, we had lots of small, cool ideas, especially in our early prototypes. Most of them were about English grammar in some way, because you can do so many fun things with words and letters, sentences. There's lots of ideas. You can make singular from plural form. You can change the meaning of the sentence by kicking out some words or parts of the words. But at some point we decided to simplify all of this, because this was really hard for players to understand what we want from them, why it's now working this way and then that way. So we decided to go with this consistent, pretty much simple mechanic, which is always the same and is understandable for players. Also fun. Still fun, very fun.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we'd also have more story, more levels, like, especially on the little postcard levels and things like that.
Yeah.
You always want to put in more stuff, but at some points you have to be like, okay, it's probably enough.
Or playing on the screen of mobile phone, smartphone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that was our old prototype. Then I have a question from someone whose name I unfortunately cannot pronounce, but you see it on the screen. And they ask, have there been any periods during the game development where you were really worried about the project? And if so, what did you do to overcome it? Were we worried?
Constantly. I mean,
It's our mental state.
we are basically a startup. We are a startup and we are facing all of the problems a usual startup will face, starting with money and ending with money as well. So the main question for us is funding. And there was a couple of times when we were pretty much in trouble if we were not to win the next grant we applied for, or stuff like Kickstarter campaign. So luckily for us, we figured it out, and we did win these grants. But yeah,
It was a close call sometimes.
Yep.
Talking about money, Benjamin asked, if an eccentric billionaire becomes a fan of letters and gives you a ton of money for your next project, what is it going to be? And follow-up question, who in the team would be most likely to run off with the money? And what would you do with
Those
billions? Yeah, what would we do with billions?
I would say we would invest it in our company because of the reasons we just discussed. Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to buy something like a house, but
Game design house.
it's kind of will not help us with our company. And who would run away?
I say it's Martina. That's the one over there.
I don't have a house.
She wants.
Do we have a house?
It would be nice.
Maybe
to have a house.
we would all
Yeah.
run off and make a little vacation.
Yeah, I
first
think we
together
would. Yeah,
and then
probably
we make
run
a game.
away together because we
good thing.
kind of like each other.
Yeah.
I would say
Kinda.
maybe we will invest it in our company in form of offsite.
Yeah.
Half a year offsite somewhere warm.
Just to regenerate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean-
seriously, like hiring people would be nice.
Yes.
Especially people who do social media.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're not so.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah,
We try.
We're not good at it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of full-time job sometimes.
Yeah, it would be so much faster if we had more people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's hire more people. Lots of more people, like 2.
Okay. Oh my god, so many people. Also maybe good chairs and desks for everyone.
Yes.
Like these really dynamic ones.
Especially chairs.
Yeah.
And a
Because
swimming
our
pool.
backs are a bit broken.
I like to swim.
A swimming pool?
Yeah.
Okay. And the swimming pool apparently. Okay. That's what we would do. So if any billionaires
This swimming pool.
are out there and would like to, get us a swimming pool, then please do. I mean, if we're talking about, the what ifs and the future and wishful thinking, Jeremy asked us, what is your personal dream for Letters to achieve? What would you make the most proud that could happen after release?
Let's eliminate the part with just to release letters will be fun. But if we're talking about we did it, so it would be cool if it went smoothly, if people loved it, and if we could bring to this gaming world something beautiful. If a person one day comes to us and say, hey, I played it and it somehow changed my life. And now I like words. Before I hated words.
Oh, that would be so nice.
Oh.
And it would be nice if either a lot of people like it and they really enjoy playing it and buy it and we can afford to make another game because of it, or at least that people, like some people enjoy it a lot, but maybe it doesn't make that much money. But on the other hand, then there would be maybe investors or like publishers who would like help us make another game. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, we mostly want to see people liking the game. That's what we think about a lot, and we see it sometimes when people play the demo, or when we used to go to exhibitions before the Panasonic. Then we, could talk to people, and they said, "Oh, I like it," and they were like, "Oh, it's worth it. People like it." So yeah, and I personally hope that you like some of the characters, because I like them. And there are a lot of them, so statistically you're bound to like at least one of them. Maybe it's the vase.
Maybe.
Oh. Maybe it's the vase. Okay, next we have a question that has nothing to do with our game. Almost nothing. It's by Hidden Tempest, and they ask, what's your favorite D&D monster to die to? Asking for a friend. Hidden Tempest might be our dungeon master in our own D&D game, so
Who knows?
who knows?
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah.
We are not scared.
No, we're not concerned about this question at all.
No, it's not scary at all.
Oh,
It's not like we're at the end of the campaign and something bad could happen to our character.
And it's not like every one of us died at least once in that campaign.
Yeah, that's what happens when you make when you give dragons greater invisibility. Please, DMs, don't do this.
No,
it's not nice.
Not.
Invisible dragons, that's not cool.
No.
Yeah, but other than that, she's a very cool DM. So, don't kill us next session, please. But anyway, the question was, what is your favorite D&D monster to die to?
Yeah.
Preferences?
Yeah, I have one. The worst of them all.
Oh.
Time. I would like my character to die of an old age, surrounded by all of these little people he created on the way. I mean, kids. All of them with glasses of water and all of this nice stuff you want to have when you die in the medieval-ish universe.
So your monster is time.
Yeah, my monster is time.
I would like to die to like a humanoid creature who I've angered maybe, who has something against me, not just like a random death. That would be nice, like someone with a backstory who really hates me. Yeah, that would be.
Okay, so not like just random owlbears.
Yeah,
one time
or
you're
a random
camping.
rock. I don't want to die from a rock falling on my head.
Boulders, yeah.
Please don't.
Our second greatest weakness so far were stones and rocks.
Stones and rocks, yes.
After dragons.
Minions fall dead.
I mean, I just want to die to a white dragon again, please. I hate white
don't want
dragons.
to?
I do not. No, I don't care. Anything else. not white dragons. Please. Yeah, and in letters we have, as we said, there's a lot of us in this game, and because we love D&D, and Sarah loves D&D, there's some D&D in there, or some unspecified tabletop RPG, right?
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
Also, it depends on how you play. Some versions of Sarah will actually not play D&D.
Yeah, then she has different kind of hobbies. Because letters, has a branching storyline, so your decisions matter and will change her future. We have a question from Malben. And Malben asks, what comes after letters? And why is it going to be letters too? It's a nicely put question. We kind of touched on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do letters 2 right away. We would go with letters Pro as a first sequel and letters 360 maybe as a second. So in 5 years or something, we will be ready for letters 2. But for now, Yeah. So
Or a prequel. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. But it's a better title than Letters 2.
numbers one.
Numbers 1.
Yeah, well,
No letters. Cut your rights back.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we also have questions from Instagram. The question is by Carol, I assume. And the question is if there are any tools, libraries, or cool software tips you want to give someone that wants to create the game. So, I mean, we can tell you about the stuff we use.
Yeah, it's really depends on what game are you making, your experiences, what programs you actually prefer. Is it 2D, is it 3D? Because kind of lots of different tools, and most of them are actually good. It's it really depends on what you use or how you use. So different projects will need different tools. What we like to use in our game, it's developed in Unity engine, and we like this engine a lot. But there are also some other engines which are not worse. We are using Fmod. It's a middleware software for sounds and music. So music in game, some of the sounds, they are procedural, and with help of Fmod we really can make you feel what we want you to feel at the right bit. And for 2D animations, I think Selina does some stuff.
We mostly use Spine, just because. Hoopla, that was bad. Sorry, we mostly use Spine.
Multitasking.
Yeah, I'm not so good at it. Because, like, we have a lot of drawings, and if we use a skeleton-based software, we don't need so much images, which is quite nice. And all of our drawings have different states and different skins that they might have, depending on the words you throw at them. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's true. And some have different hats and glasses and capes and shirts and
a lot of them are cool, but some are also pretty. What happens if they're pretty cool?
Yeah, what happens then? You would know. Because you're pretty.
We also use Asset Sprite for Pixel. Right?
We are we are using Pixel Edit. I think it's still in beta, but I like it quite a lot because it's only $9.
And it looks cool when you use it. You have enough tools.
Yeah, it's really simple, but
but not too complicated.
Yes. Yeah.
Another question? No. A question by GM Rafi. They ask, if a genie granted you a wish, as in to be much better in one aspect of game development, like better at marketing, UI, coding, drawing faster, anything that would help you make your own games even better, what would you wish for?
Yeah, I mean, I think with being faster, it's for sure something I would like to have, because game development in a small team particularly is a pretty much long process, and to speed it up would be nice. Generally, I think I would wish to be better in what I'm already doing, and I guess I'm doing it on myself day-to-day programming life, but if some genie comes and just makes me suddenly smarter and more experienced in some parts of programming, I would not say no.
Yeah. Unless it's in D&D. I don't think you should say yes to a genie in D&D.
Yeah, are they generally not the good
Yeah, they're a
people,
bit cheeky.
Not the people.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Selina.
Yeah.
A genie.
Yeah, I think I would like to be better in communicating because that's good in normal in real life, but it's also good like at the workplace when you like try to communicate an idea, and sometimes I have things in my head that I would like to tell the others, but I can't because I cannot find the right words.
Oh, this is what our game is about.
Oh, yes. Oh my god, it's so deep. Yeah, but that would be really nice.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's a good skill to have.
Also, it will speed up your development process as well.
Yes, and maybe you're better in finding like people who fund your game because you can talk to them better, and so many good things that can happen. And it's not a skill that I would like to train myself in because I don't like to talk that much to people. Yep.
You like talking to us?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd take anything. I mean, being better at anything is nice. I don't have a specific thing I would like to be good at. Maybe coding, because I've heard they earn more money. Not in our case, but in other cases. But to be honest, I quite enjoy just improving the skills, the limited skills I have. It's a nice, thing. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, if you play a game and you use all the cheat codes and then suddenly it's not fun anymore because you can just do anything. Maybe it'd be like that. Talking about genius, maybe communicating and words. Someone with a very beautiful name, in my opinion. Don't touch my fish.
Awesome.
Is the game localized? If so, was it a nightmare of a process?
No, it's not localized because it is a nightmare of process. You got it right.
Well done, don't touch my fish.
Yeah, and I even made a meme for you.
Yeah.
Why is it on my face?
I don't know where it's sitting. I did it right now. Yeah. So somewhere here you can see the meme which I made with love
Yeah.
for you.
I'm with the kids.
It's not impossible or something like that. So we could do it theoretically, but it's just not that we will need to translate the interface, dialogues, and all of the normal stuff you will translate for your game, but the levels itself, the game mechanics, the riddles, and this is not that easy. In our case, so for now we decided it will be in English.
Yeah. English.
English.
Yeah. Alborn knows us. I'd also like to ask if you have any plans for bringing the game to other languages. And the challenges of doing that, since the game seems to play heavily with the language wording.
Yeah, so here's this meme again.
In English. English.
But why is this nicht?
Yeah.
You can show the trailer again if you like.
Okay, here's the trailer.
Oh, magic.
Or is it here?
So it's actually not a lot of questions left. Next one would be, how do you stay consistent with the game development? What keeps you motivated or disciplined when you don't feel great but need to work on the game?
Progress. What I really like about game development, you can see your progress really fast, really quickly. You can integrate a feature, so maybe not the final form, but like a prototype or some mock-up of some feature, really, really fast. And it's enjoyable and creative and cool, and yeah, I like it a lot. And if I feel not motivated enough, I will try to do more of this stuff. Just experiment a bit with something we had in mind, and I didn't have time for this just yet.
What helps me is that we like have a workspace together. So we have we come at a certain time in the morning, and then we work our hours, and then in the evening we leave. And I think that helps a lot because it's like some kind of consistency there. And also, I think it helps that we are 3 people and not just one person. Because one of us is always I think one of us is always motivated, kind of. And if not, we're going to buy a tea or something, and then it's
Or ice cream.
or so, and then afterwards it's better. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah.
Bubble tea. Yeah.
Bubble tea is good.
They also serve it hot. You know, you don't need
because
to
cold
drink it
tea.
cold.
But you drink it cold sometimes.
Yeah, 2 times I did it.
Yeah, and you didn't complain. What? Why?
I didn't know they had it hot, and since I know, I only have hot ones.
When I get up in the morning, I don't think, oh, I go to work. I can think, ooh, I get to hang with my best buddies for a day, which is fun. And like up until now, most it's fun. But up until now, like most of the process was really fun to me. But yeah, I don't need to motivate myself that much.
I also think because we're just like a small team, we can do a lot of different stuff that we wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
That's true.
So I mean, I can draw, I can animate, I can do some social media pictures. I don't do that, but still I can do that. I can do UI, which I don't like to do it. I don't do that.
Finances?
I can do finance stuff. I don't like to do that either, but I mean, it's like always something new and something exciting then, I guess, because
Yeah.
I think that's for all of us.
That's true. What are some unforeseen challenges you had to deal during the development? And if you've already solved them, how did you do it?
Oh, so it's our first game. We started young. We didn't know nothing. I mean, yeah, we didn't know nothing. We still don't. And each of our steps is something new. And of course, we're researching. We were at some business accelerators and game developers accelerators like High Stugan and the stuff. So we tried to learn a lot, and we did. And we asked people who had experience, but it's still these things that you can foresee, and it's pretty much everything, and how development goes, how your game engine crashes and you don't know why, and then you know that it's normal. Yeah.
Sometimes even a Windows update like breaks the whole day.
Yes.
So still stand still. Yeah.
Or if you break our computers.
Yeah.
Or if you type something into the terminal and you don't know what it was.
Yeah. The management.
Yeah.
What do you think about your game and the start of the development and then how it becomes the end? How you plan that your plans will never work? And, you plan something and you need to multiply it to at least 3 times.
At least, yeah.
Then maybe it's more or less how it will be. Yeah, also all of the stuff is finding publishing conferences and how all of this works. Yeah.
Just writing emails is like sometimes half a day gone. So, yeah.
Yeah, administrative stuff. It's,
Yeah, software challenges, personal challenges sometimes, things we put in the game and then take out of the game again, and things we need to fix suddenly that we didn't see yet. So there are a lot of things that you can't foresee, really. Talking about something that none of us saw coming in the last 2 years. How did 2020, early 2021, in brackets, COVID, impacted you at the game development? Positively or negatively?
So I was tested negatively mostly.
Really? It has a positive one? No.
So all of the time.
Yeah,
All of the time.
I think we were lucky we didn't catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Yeah. So, but it was good in one point, so that we didn't have to go to conferences and like business events live, because that costs a lot of money and also time, which we both don't really have that much. So it was nice that we just could do that online, and the result was kind of the same. I mean, networking is a lot harder.
Yeah.
A lot harder with just online events, but like exhibiting our game is not that bad online.
That was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Wouldn't mind
Yeah, we could
having more online
we could
exhibitions.
apply to like festivals that we wouldn't have been able to, like at places like Japan or something where we couldn't go because it would be too expensive.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's true. I mean, in China we were very lucky with our job. It wasn't really impacted by the panorama at all. So, I mean, just the job itself. I mean, so many other businesses, you know, met tragic and because of it, but we didn't. Of course, it was also difficult for us with communication because we worked in the home office and such. So we obviously prefer working in our workspace together. It's a lot easier to work together that way. But it was, I mean, especially compared to other businesses and other people that were impacted very heavily by it, we were lucky. Oh my god! You guys, it's the last question.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Ready for the last question?
Yes.
Okay. How do you manage your work-life balance? How do we manage it, the work-life balance? And do we have any self-care tips to stay healthy and productive?
I think we were supposed to say hydrate.
Hydrate.
I think that's what everyone says, so I guess.
Hydrate. Still no product placement.
Oh, yeah. Don't work too much. Don't take the work at home. Not working at weekends. Actually having weekends. Taking time off. Thinking about else than your job and then your project. Even if it's hard, sometimes you need to just kind of push those thoughts away. No, I'm not working now. Go away. Okay, it's actually a good idea. No, but yeah.
It also helps if you don't have your repository at home on your home PC, because then you cannot work from home.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've never heard of people who didn't.
Or just your work PC or something.
Yeah.
Not at home. I have 3 mantras for you. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
First one. You are not your work. Your self-confidence should not be dictated by how good of a job you did or how good of a job you thought you did. Probably more of that. Yeah, more of the second one. Second mantra. Your game is probably good enough. And please replace game with whatever you do for work. Like, you probably did a good enough job. And that's good enough. So stop worrying that you did badly. It's probably good enough. And the third mantra, it was supposed to be about dying, but they told me I cannot say it. So instead, my third mantra is that time is the most precious thing you have. So make conscious choices about what you spend your time with. You know, do you want to crunch and just be at work at night suffering the entire time, or do you want to do something fun like hanging with your friends, playing D&D, eating a cake, riding a horse? I don't know what you do, but just something that brings you joy.
And
Because life is limited and we're all gonna die soon.
we will.
I said it.
You did.
I'm sorry.
And if you think that your work brings you joy enough that you just want to do your work, maybe it's a bad sign and you need to look around for other joyful things.
Yeah, get hobbies. Do something. Go outside.
Eat.
Eat the cake. Wait. Yeah. We have no more questions. Thank you very much for all the questions you sent in. We were very happy to answer them, and we were very happy to show you our little game. We hope you liked it and have fun at the SteamNext Festival.
Why do I have Scandinavian accent?
I don't know.
Maybe you find out.
Maybe. Hey, doll.